while we're on this particular choice, and like, you know, while I've got it fresh in my mind, how do you feel about Carver dying at the end of episode 3, mate? Because I know I've got some thoughts on it.
I've got a lot to say on Carver, big time. So, are you referring to the fact about how he was sort of handled and his short screen time?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, like clearly, you know, in the game for not long enough, because I feel like everything good about season 2, all the best bits are kind of the bits that evolve around Carver, maybe. So like, not only that, but I feel like Michael Madsen, really chilling performance, and I really enjoyed last episode and this one. And I'm not saying the episode goes down, or like the series goes downhill from here, but it just was a lot better with Carver as an antagonist. And I feel like maybe, I know this is asking Telltale for maybe too much here, but I feel like maybe you could have had a choice where you can restrain Kenny from beating him up, and then he could die there, but there's an equal path where you don't and you leave him there, and maybe the zombies overhaul like Howe's hardware store, and it's not that like you don't know if he dies or not, and then maybe like he can come at the end, and maybe you can have him there instead of like, you know, the Russian standoff in like one of those final episodes, something along those lines. But yeah, I just feel like writing him out too soon might have been a mistake for season 2.
I do agree, and I feel like, I know, is it because that it's Michael Madsen? Like, did he cost a lot, and therefore, like, he couldn't stick around for too long? But
it's harsh. Knowing Telltale, like having to cut their staff, Michael Madsen's probably a part of that, mate.
Yeah, people lost their jobs just to fucking get him in the game. Yeah, so swiftly moving on. But yeah, like, I think I had an idea, and I feel like it would perhaps help a later choice further on in the game. So like, I would have it so that yeah, you could perhaps kill him there, or you could have the choice where like he becomes your prisoner, and maybe he could like start sowing seeds amongst the group, like when you're on your walks and stuff, trying to like, you know, basically stir the pot. I was just thinking like of that lake scene, you know how like Luke just sort of, you know, the ice starts cracking, he falls in. I feel like a really good choice would be, do you go to help Luke, or, you know, maybe Carver starts to get away, he starts legging it, or do you go after Carver? I feel like maybe that would be a good choice, because then you could actually have an ending where Carver just gets away and lives, or it could be that sort of thing where, but I want to restrain Carver and therefore Luke dies. I feel like that would have been like a little bit more of a more acceptable way of sort of seeing the character out, because yeah, it really was a really short runtime for him.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I'll talk about it later after the 5th choice, but like what I will say about Carver is that I think in the whole Telltale sort of you know, Walking Dead series, I think Carver might be the greatest villain there is. I feel like Lily comes back in season 4, but it's just a little cheap the way, you know, we don't see much of her and she's just totally different. I feel like New Frontier, like, I don't know, we don't really have that. I'd say Carver was just such a cool character, and it sucks that we only really get 2 episodes of him. So yeah, no, I really agree on that front.